Okay. We should be back. Yeah, we're back.
We are. We are back. Back that we are.
Okay, back to the show as I go.
Or that we are back. All right. No intro, no nothing. Perfect. We still have that poll live. And who you guys think is going to win between TrauMa and Carnage? So welcome back. We are in our first semifinal match that is taking place today between TrauMa and Carnage. This is bound to be exciting. Really two tough teams. And then tomorrow we have Paragon versus Death Squad. So these are going to be the two semifinal matches, both taking place at 4. So we're starting now at 4, and then tomorrow it's going to be at 4 as well. So I'm excited. Is it 3? Did we confirm 3? I don't know. Last I saw was 4. Maybe it was 3. Is that what it says in the confirmed? Oh, it does say 3. Sorry. So 3 tomorrow, not 4. Apologies. I guess I applied 4. I guess I just applied 4 in my head because I saw 4 for today. Anyway, so it looks like we're going to be heading in soon. So we'll get over to the rosters, I guess, after the match. After this first round, we don't necessarily have to do it now. At this point, everybody should know who everybody is. But who are you thinking will move forward, Hero Doyle? I mean, I personally have no idea, considering how well TrauMa's been playing. I mean, they've encountered some what I feel like are dips in performance against some teams that we would suspect they perform way outperform. But that's either credence to the other team, or it's maybe criticism to their performance as of late, or do we think it's going to be Carnage, who's kind of been consistent throughout the season?
You know, I think this one's going to be a really tough one to call. I think this one, out of any of the matches, unless you guys face off against TrauMa, or we face against TrauMa, like it's going to be one of the ones where I think it's going to come down to server. Most of these guys on Carnage are, a little bit further out west, and I think server's going to be a big factor here. I think TrauMa gets to start, so Carnage does get the first 3 rounds on the U.S. server. I'm going to assume if they were going to play on a U.S. EU, I don't think that'd be a wise call. But I mean, again, TrauMa's been pretty consistent on both servers. So, I mean, I'm kind of like you. I think it can go either way.
I think you make a good point that server is certainly going to play a role, and that might actually benefit Carnage if they pick the U.S. server and they get the first 3 wins. That kind of puts the pressure on TrauMa. But if they don't get the first 3 wins, then I guess pressure remains even, and we're going to see some crazy fights. We talk about Carnage's performance on the small maps quite a lot. TrauMa has shown to be capable of contending on smaller maps, but they are much more efficient at the larger maps. But I don't want to take anything away from Carnage either, given the fact that they have played larger maps such as Desert and Industrial, and they perform just as well as they do on the smaller maps, although they do prefer the smaller maps. So it's I just don't know where this is going to lay. It does look like they're getting back into the lobby. So actually, Titch, why don't we run through the rosters now, since we have time and they had to reset the lobby. Let's talk about TrauMa first, and
Get that
if he's still here.
There we go.
Oh, my bad. I am not even on the right thing. Hold on. All right. So over on TrauMa, we have Mental Man, Black Mario, Big Balls, or Biggie Smalls, Daft Bomb, Casper, Celeste Lerner, Bronco, their cheerleader Titch, Leaf, and Tally. Yeah, strong performers here. I got a feeling, even though I didn't get to see there on the roster list, I would suspect Mental Man, Mario, and Slow Ass, and maybe Bronco. I didn't see Bronco in chat, and he's usually here, so I suspect he might be playing.
Casper too. I would assume they would bring Casper to the fight as well.
Yeah, perhaps, but we'll see. But that's your team TrauMa. Let's talk about Carnage.
So Carnage, they've always been a kind of small knit team, so not a whole lot of people on the active roster. I mean, you got Crispy, you got Dinko, Slice, Glendo, Step One Sounds, King Scorpion, and of course Leo.
Yeah, pretty tight knit group there. A lot of returners from the Carnage from Test League. So yeah, these players have been playing together for a while, and again, like they not only run together for practice and for league purposes, but they do it in publics as well. I think they have a pretty good chemistry. You know, I just got a feeling they're going to do well. They're definitely going to bring the heat. They're going to pressure TrauMa in situations that, you know, TrauMa isn't typically pressured in. This is what Carnage is known to do, right? Like their play style is, it may be very consistent. They don't really shift up their game plan at all. But it forces teams who have now gotten accustomed to playing a certain way, a certain style, to actually adapt to how Carnage plays. And that's actually very favorable towards Carnage. In fact, I encourage more teams to think about how to shift things up to accommodate, you know, other teams' play styles. And what it does is it throws them off, and it can really tip their strategy on its head. And I think that's one thing that Carnage has over them right now. So what's going on, everybody? So it looks like in the poll, and who you think is going to be the winner, 57% lean towards TrauMa.
Still pretty split, though. I mean, that's only 7% from 50-50.
Yeah, I think there was only one more in favor of TrauMa during this poll. So, yeah, I would argue it's a 50-50 split here, and who everybody thinks is going to win. Shout out to everybody that I can see over here on Twitch anyway. We have Dirt, Big Balls, Shell, Puddles, Step One Sounds, Spezzy, Rest and B, Disgruntled, Meister. Welcome all. Appreciate you being here. And here we go. Match is underway. Team death match over on Dojo. Now, right before we went live there, O'Doyle, you had mentioned the update that came out and how it did kind of release a little bit earlier than we were expecting. That actually comes with a very big change, specifically for Hardpoint. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I mean, I think we'll talk about that when we get close to Hardpoint. We'll bring that up. But you know, some of the big changes that really got made. You got nice little offsets adjustments now. And it seemed to me like you know, I noticed I've been having a little bit of issues with getting my green bars on the EU server. That appears to be fixed now. So you know, it's going to be a big change though for that hard point. You know, we can talk about that when we get close to that game, but I think it's really gonna make these hard point matches a lot more exciting.
Yeah, as you said, we'll talk about it as it gets closer, but I feel like it might shift strategies here at the end of the season with the semifinals taking place this weekend, and then we got finals next week. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big change. Right now, it does look like only 3 eliminations for Carnage to the 10 on TrauMa, and I would have to say it's a bit of a bigger map. I don't want to say a bigger map compared to what Carnage is accustomed to, but they like I said, they like those smaller ones, like a Monastery and
running lanes in this one, so much more distance between you and the other player, and like you said, they like the small ones. They like to be able to run and gun, and like they really use their speed and their movement to their advantage. Whereas TrauMa, you know, they can kind of do it all. You know, they'll stay back and you know, have like Mental and Casper. They like just sitting back picking people off. But at the same time, they can switch up their style as well, and they can run and gun with the best of them. So it's, you know, I'm kind of like you on this one. I think you're going to see TrauMa take the W here. I mean, it's I don't know. It's just they're too far ahead at this point. Usually, when you let any team as good as, you know, TrauMa or Carnage or Paragon or Death Squad get that far ahead of you, unless you make stupid mistakes, it's very hard to pull that back.
Right now, it's 20 for TrauMa, 8 for Carnage. It is a big gap. And Black Mario has been going off here on stream, looking really good. Those quick shots, I think that's one thing that TrauMa has always been good at. They pull the trigger first, ask questions later. It doesn't matter who comes around that corner. They're just going to shoot. Could be a teammate, and they accidentally pull the trigger. Fortunately, there is no team damage, but it shows that they're willing to pull the trigger on anything at this point. So as long as they see something in their line of sight, they're taking the shot. They're so quick with it, and it's being proven right here. Also, really good grenade placement. I think what is playing to TrauMa's favor right now is simply the angles and the corners, the little alleyways, the high rises. They play all these different levels. They play all these different lanes, and it's working for them right now.
kill him.
Well, definitely,
What's going
they're
on?
like
Noodle
raptors.
stand this
You know,
time.
they're
stand
based
this
killers.
Alright.
Close.
Let's get control.
All right, well,
again
Carnage
over
has
this.
gained quite a few points back, at least 10 from the last I said their score. They're sitting at 18. Here we go.
Okay.
Couple more added to that scoreboard. Can't quite see
Let's get back to the
how much
positions.
TrauMa has yet.
Try to fight it.
I'd say it's probably in the 30s, almost the 40s.
Yeah, got me. Slice got me. Bronco. Nice one. Another one too. They all at the right work at Rocco. At the
One
going to
double
the
door.
edge.
Just won't look over.
One white
Pull up.
going to
See, well, that's the problem with getting the POV either on PlayStation or on Quest. You'll see it in the headset. It'll look like that they can see it. But the truth of the
Another
matter
one.
is
They push him. They
they
all at
can't.
the black Alvo Jeep now.
Yeah.
We are
Well, I
10
can see that
kills
TrauMa
ahead.
has 37.
drone coming.
38 to 28. So it's a 10-point difference. This is actually kind of big because before they were at a 12-point difference. So Carnage is coming back. They're finding their groove. I don't know if they've warmed up before. I don't know if there's any team that does warm up before.
Oh,
I
Slice
mean,
got me. Fuck.
I typically don't warm up because then I overthink things. I just kind of go in cold turkey,
Okay, let's hold this
and then
side, guys.
adjust to whatever's happening.
Yeah,
But I don't know if they warmed up before or not, but it definitely seems as though Carnage is warming up to TrauMa's playstyle and they're adapting on the fly. Score is still within range for them to come out victorious, but time is going to be a factor. Carnage is still struggling, tailing behind a very tough TrauMa team.
How many kills? 10 kills ahead.
Just get positions. Play it safe.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can kind of see here watching Black Mario stream. They're kind of realizing, hey, we're being a little too careless. Let's pull it back. Let's lock down an area and make them come to us. And that's the smart play to play when you're that far ahead.
In that little balcony.
I like this little spot that Mario has. And Lindo, I mean, I don't know if that's just his headset, but I mean, his stream looks awfully dark. He needs to bump the brightness up so you can see a little bit dark.
It is kind of dark, isn't it? I don't know if that's the reprojection or not, but
Actually on the building.
Garage
yeah, it does look a little
overpass.
dark.
Balcony.
Yeah,
Above the overpass.
Yep. Oh,
They are slowly, it's not often we actually see Carnage moving slow, but we can see them taking their time to try to
Yep,
find those
Minton Man's
angles,
right in front of the white
because
van with the
ultimately
laundry
that's what's
doors.
going to come down to finding where TrauMa is, getting the proper angle, getting the first shot. And it sounds simple, it's like a simple concept, but against a team
two of
who's
them,
as
got 'em.
coordinated as TrauMa can be, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, they're
But I do like the change in pace that Carnage is willing to
They got a
take
turret
to
right there.
overtake this
Yes, it's
spot.
down.
And this is definitely, even though I'm not listening into their comms, I can only assume, based on conversations I've had with them, this type of playstyle that TrauMa is playing is not their favorite. In fact, they'd rather just run the map, have fun and gun. So this is something that they have to adapt to, and it's for sure not an easy one to adapt to.
Well, I'll tell you, I was in playing with most of Carnage earlier. They did get in for like I think a little 5-minute warm up. But Crispy and a few of the other boys were playing a lot different than I'm used to seeing them play. Like they would
Yeah.
run around a corner and then they like tuck back in and like wait. They're very uncharacteristic of Carnage's playstyle. So I think maybe they are, maybe they're adding a little bit
And
of
one's
different
above the
strategy
Japanese
here
sign
towards the
in the
later
balcony.
rounds of the season.
Right above the clay.
Someone at the
And you're gonna have to do that. I mean, because everybody knows their playstyle. It's run, gun, and get as many kills as quickly as possible. But they are adapting a little bit here. I don't know if it's gonna pay off for them, but
shit, he's still at that
Yeah,
chain.
adaptability is key, especially after 9 weeks of playing and everybody watching.
behind the
Like you
black
said,
van with the
people
scaffolding.
start recognizing patterns.
Another one.
And at some point, you are going to have to shift up those patterns. Adaptability is key to victory.
One's coming towards double doors.
I think we are in the final minute, if I did see the clock correctly. Oh, Mario missing his shots there. 51 to Carnage.
It's red. Went dragon doors.
Yeah, we got 10 seconds left on the clock, and this is going to come down to the last final eliminations. And the clock runs out.
Yep.
And I can only assume, yes, 68 to 53, TrauMa are going to take round number 1 on Dojo Team Deathmatch. And we are going to be pushed to Search and Destroy next. Which map?
My blood running.
Only they know. Well played, both teams, though. Well played.
Okay.
oh, definitely. Well, I mean, you know, the biggest change, if anybody hasn't updated the game and hasn't dropped in, you'll notice a really big change right off the bat when you first load in. I mean, and I still love it. That nice little smoke logo, man. That was very nicely done.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned that it wasn't going to fit the screen well, but with how large it is, like, yeah, no, it blends in pretty good.
Like
I
you,
like
you,
it.
you did the inspiration and Titch did the rendering, right? Is that how I saw that?
I think that was just the original one that I had provided. Titch is still working on the other one. See if we can.
That is the original 100%.
Yeah, see if we can get the one that he's working on, because his does have, like, there's a certain quality to it that actually makes more sense than what exists in the current one. But it is still kind of cool to see it push forward. That means that they're willing to push, creativity from the community and, try to get some of that cool stuff in there. And if you haven't noticed, although I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed last night when I was practicing with the team, Sean put his Gaming Synergy logo on the comment. If you pick one of the skins, down where the screw is at the bottom of the handle, you can see GS, and right underneath the thumb, right underneath the slider near the back towards the trigger, you could see GSPL edition, which is kind of cool. Yeah,
awesome.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
So if anyone wants to check that out, if you're running freehand, right, not with an aim controller or something, check it out. It's kind of cool. I didn't notice it till like last night. I just was looking at the gun and I was like, wait a second, this doesn't belong here.
Oh, this is
It was like the PC build we got to get in and help out with a little bit. Had the little Alvo logos on the controller model. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I love that. Real quick shout out. I know Titch has already been doing this. He's up on it all over in the chat. But over on YouTube, it's Tay. It's Tay. I'm just gonna stick with that. It's Tay. What's up?
They have to get to us.
The game. He says the game has come a long way. Playing the beta on PSVR. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. September 14th is the release date.
Crispy's down.
It's gonna be an exciting drop for sure.
I'll be getting back up. Right.
That's for
Yeah, looks like-
PlayStation VR 2. Dose.
What's up, G-String? I'm wearing mine right now. Looks like Carnage is already
one's
out
on
two players.
Downed.
They are on the attack.
Nice one.
Well, definitely. I mean, I don't know. Just
Yeah.
without those plant
But-
points,
but the last
you've
one
seen
you
people
hit.
play S&D. It's kind of gotten
One's
back a
on
little
both,
bit to
found in from
the old
both
style of
sides.
play.
Three
Um,
left.
you
You know,
guys
the
know.
really only reason you see people playing
Shut
the
up,
bomb
shut
is
up,
to
seems
try to
clear.
lure people out.
3 left.
Mm-hmm.
They're mainly just going for the eliminations. But I mean, again, if you're on the attack side, you got a set amount of time before you can get that bomb planted or eliminate the player. So
One is at the middle fence.
Are they on the attack or is it TrauMa?
Down.
I think I got them flipped.
TrauMa should be on the attack.
Yeah, I think I flipped it.
Yeah.
So no.
Carnage is actually sitting back in town waiting.
Two left.
All of them are eliminated except for
It's
Crispy at
still
this
1
point.
minute left.
Under a minute left. We'll see if Crispy can hold off the entire team.
I think
Of
there's
TrauMa.
one still, I think
Maybe
there's still
one
one
of
other
us,
alive, unless they're just
can
crawling
push,
around
so we have
bleeding
a
out.
cam.
I think some of them are already in a down state, and that's going to be it.
One near me.
TrauMa are going to take the first round here. Hopefully, I'm not too far ahead.
Nice. One left.
Keyword. Maybe I need a refresh.
Well, you guys are looking from TrauMa's end. Might have to refresh.
One at the fountain area behind the fence.
Got him.
Let's try.
Yeah. One tornado in the way. Sorry, Dave, took your kill.
Yeah, I'm not refreshing. These are like within a second of each other.
Yeah, I think
same
they
thing,
look fine on. Yeah, I always watch from.
I'll pick the ladder this time.
I understand
When
why
I'm
you
living in the
So
future.
stay near the ladder.
because you're watching the actual
People know
streams.
I do
We're
as well.
watching you're stream sniping, bro.
Shut up.
Trying to get that advanced information, man. Make me and Titch look bad.
Whoopsie.
But yeah, no, I think we need to like get a little bit of like maybe a donation up so we can get to Nitro because
Thank you.
man, it's hard watching this grainy stuff.
Shit house.
At least one of the shells. I didn't see anyone else like around that area. But
You shouldn't even be watching it for watch. The only purpose of my screen share is literally just for you didn't know what scene I'm
Not
on.
dead, but don't.
What's up, Sagittarius? How's it going? Yeah, but
It always is
I'm
like
far,
a
I'm
second
far
behind.
ahead though.
Yeah, see, he's really far ahead, and like if I watch the age commentary, it's kind of like you're doing a delay. Like right now, he's looking. Yep, I mean, I can call. I don't know. Anyway, it throws it off a little bit, and it sounds a little
So
weird
they
unless
take cover.
Mountain
maybe
seems
people
empty.
are just a little slow in
We
the
should,
uptake. But I
um,
know if I
Yeah,
was watching it,
all
and someone
alive
said,
them.
"Oh, that's an amazing finish to the
All
fight,"
alive of
and
them.
you're watching it on AHC, and it's like, but it's not over yet.
Okay, so here's the problem with that.
Hiding on
So
the-
what I see on my
Oh,
screen,
it seems
right,
to-
is a delayed version of the live stream, which is then
Yes.
going to be delayed even more to go through to you on Discord. Whereas if you're watching the live link, then you're might be slightly ahead, but your reaction is on point with what happens.
Looking at A cam.
Or you might have to delay a very slight second, but it's better than watching
Saying that
a
it's a attack at the
compressed
Compressed
version of the live. Does that make
Look, I'm
sense?
not worried about that. I know what you're saying, but I grew up in the
No,
80s.
fuck,
You know,
fuck,
we didn't
fuck.
have high def TVs. We had
Dude,
the
he's
big
pushing
old
now up to be-
CRTs.
he's
Like,
pushing now up to
we're
be-
used to watch grainy stuff.
Are your eyes adjusted to the grain?
That's a
Yeah,
good-
it's just they're tuned in. They're fine tuned.
You watching those black and white ants having a war?
Exactly.
15 seconds, guys.
Well, it looks like TrauMa does take the second round with only one member alive. Mental Man surviving that round.
I'm
Carnage
down.
looking better in that second attempt at defense. They did lose everyone, but at least this time they
Nice
took the
one.
majority of TrauMa down. You know, CRTs are still popular. In fact, some people are going back to some CRTs. They're enhancing them a little bit. You know, obviously they're not being sold. You know, these are just people independently enhancing their CRTs, but a lot of people prefer them for a lot of older titles.
So
Well, I mean, they're
I
also
go
required
to-
for
go to
light
Rockies
guns.
tonight.
If you want to
You
go
can
play
still
some
go
duck hunt,
to A
you are
also.
not going to play duck hunt
Yes.
on an
So.
LCD. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Kind of amazing how that stuff worked.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, the
Wanted to
technology
Be a
advancement.
distraction, maybe. Y'all can get them.
How even the more
so
antiquitous
they're all back over
equipment
there at the rock
still
now.
has a relevance if you want to play certain things.
Right.
Trying to come down to me.
Try to snipe me.
It's just
We
weird,
can
you know,
hold
you're
down
going
spot.
from like where you have,
Okay.
Come on, guys,
remember when the
let's take
Wii
care
came
of
Yep,
out?
yep.
And then
Absolutely.
like, I don't know, you just
Come here.
thought it worked on kind of like the similar
Rick, he's
technology, but
watching
not
me.
at all.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, he's in hellbound spots. So we gotta watch B.
Slice does get an elimination there,
Yeah, go.
so
Push.
I'm over here. I'll tell-
Casper,
I'll-
Casper.
Carnage
push
performing
behind the
much
wall.
better this time around against TrauMa,
Yeah, go save
keeping them more at bay.
No,
My
no,
bad.
no.
Okay.
Slice is laying. He's
Yeah.
gone to the top main structure.
They got all alive.
Yeah.
They got all
Bomb
alive.
has been dropped. Casper is out of play. Too far away to get revived.
No, we should.
So either they have to get all eliminations here, or they have to work their way back to get that
So
bomb
one is near
and get to the
10-3,
site.
jumping on
Which
the
one would you
roof
take?
of the
Honestly, I'd do what Mario and team are doing, try to get those eliminations instead.
I'm very red.
'Cause if that bomb went down, obviously someone from Carnage is likely going to be looking at it, but there is a slide around the corner. Mario does go down, and he's running solo. So the revive is out of the question. There goes Bronco attempting to get the bomb.
What do
I
you
think there's one more member alive on TrauMa. Crispy
Mario,
putting a lot of work there. Daft Bomb
There's one straight ahead of you, Mario.
holding it out here for
Yeah,
TrauMa.
fuck.
One's pushing far left now. Bronco, look down left on the rock. He's trying to peek at you.
Ah, fuck, he got me. One was.
And there's a
peeking,
win for Carnage. They find the remaining member. All members of Carnage
They all
survived that
alive
round.
to the last
Really
one,
good way
yeah.
to end
They're
their
pushing out to
defensive
the
round.
bomb.
Now they go into
Yeah, the
attack,
bomb is-
and we'll see if they can
Yeah.
fare just
Sweet,
as
guys.
well
Good-
as
good
TrauMa.
kills. Good kills.
Get a couple of wins under their belt.
Yes.
That's what we
Everybody
gotta
talking
do,
about
guys.
duck hunt.
Just don't duck out.
There is
Well,
that
now it's
one
our turn to
game.
plant,
What was
but
that?
if
It's
we
a
kill 'em,
VR
we don't
game.
have to
It's
plant, They can out
it's
I
with
think
it.
they did duck hunt in
Yeah.
VR.
They
yeah,
hide.
yeah,
They
but
we
no,
gotta
it's
get
it's like a
clear.
murder mystery or
Yeah.
something. Like the dog is like.
Oh my god,
the
A or
murderer or
B.
something like-
This is.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say let's go through.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
you were a
what's
little kid playing in your house. It was
Yeah, this
all
is real
dark,
This is where they like to
and
hide, so they
you were
can pick
playing
us
duck
off.
hunt, and then the dog
big truck.
ends up breaking into the house, and you have to like hide and all that stuff. I
I'm gonna
remember
hide
that.
behind you so you can crawl to me and I can revive you, Dingo.
I mean, it was actually kind of creepy.
I bet.
Clear so far. That one hurt.
right, so the standard approach for Carnage at this point would be to go to B.
The wall. Yeah, I see the bomb.
But I know a lot of people try to push towards A. Problem is that this field is relatively open. You really do have to move cover to cover. And even with that being said, trying to push up as late as they are, TrauMa's already going to be in a position behind those leaning over stones. As we see, Galindo does get taken out. 2 members of Carnage have been eliminated, 1 to TrauMa.
Yeah, they're coming for him.
Okay. 2 rushing the shitter
Were
house.
they obelisks?
Yeah.
There was one,
Okay, I'm headed
yeah,
over to-
at
they
the
got
obelisks.
Oh, right here.
He's in front
But then the
of you.
remaining are sitting back in
coming
the
up behind
hills,
you.
I believe,
Dinko.
from B
He's coming
site.
behind you right here.
We
Just
see a
kill
couple
me.
of them again. There, the bomb has been planted, but damage is already done. Slices in a down state, and he's the last surviving member, so they're going to get an easy elim here.
There's
And
4 of them.
also
They're
a
evacuated. Double down,
defuse.
Come to the bomb.
Oh no, they got me. I don't know
TrauMa
where
are going to take this one again.
He's
Bomb right
coming
now.
behind me. Okay, cool. Oh, they're coming. They're coming.
Now, for those who don't know or may have forgotten, this is a semifinal match. All matches are single elimination at this point. So this is a do or die. You either win this, you get the 4 wins, or you go home, and that's it. And you,
Yeah. You did good. Nobody's complaining about you.
Yeah,
planting
you
the
go
bomb. We're
home.
just like, damn
Well, on
it.
their
then
way, halfway there. Almost halfway there.
So
Sorry.
B again. Just watch that log wall too. He came up over that log wall pretty fucking quick on me.
You
Man,
know,
we got a
Carnage will
shitty
get
fucking
the
tank
pick of
now, huh?
maps come the second half. So
I thought we had
you know
already picked
you
up
could
the
see
bomb.
some changes there. I mean,
No, I got it.
Is
don't
somebody up
count
there?
them
There's
out.
One in
I
hell down
mean,
spot.
'cause even though TrauMa can sweep the first half,
One's up the
you know,
ladder.
Carnage still has the ability to you know, pull it back, and then we have a chance to see the second ever tiebreaker in the league finals. I mean, we saw it early on with was it repeat offenders versus TrauMa?
yes, it was. And boy, what a fight that was.
Oh, that was a
Oh, they
great
got me,
match.
they got me.
Mick Coles, there will be a 3rd place event. Yep. Because we will have to identify who the actual 3rd place team is. So they will have to. I just couldn't get it on the bracket itself, unfortunately. I tried,
They got me.
but
Somebody, crispy.
Doug, unfortunately, there can only be one, just like Highland.
I'm coming. Damn it.
Okay.
yeah,
I'm down,
tomorrow Paragon
so-
and Death Squad are going up against each other.
Yeah, I
So
got sniped.
whoever
Window,
wins
watch
this
out,
fight is
they're
going to go up
sniping,
against
so you'll have
whoever
to
wins
slide
tomorrow.
across here if you do come here.
Duck season, that's what it was, G-String. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Now, quick question:
all down.
are we going to have a playoff for the 3rd spot?
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be rushing
Yeah,
this
we're
corner
gonna
just
have
for
to.
the
I just
last,
couldn't get
like,
into
2
the bracket.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
Hit the wrong
thinking about
button.
that the other night. I was just like, determine who gets 3rd.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a third. Oh, it looks like Sagittarius already had mentioned it was
That's
duck
gonna be 3 on
season.
3.
My bad.
We all
I
got
didn't have
rushed
the
to
other one up.
Same spot.
Okay.
When we get
There's an amazing retro simulator that delivers proper
Okay.
CRT through
Oh,
the
we're
VR
attacked.
headset. Really? You're in a bedroom from the 90s. It's amazing. Yeah, Chrome, if you can,
Close to each other,
if you could share what that was, I want to check it
watch
out.
those fucking trees.
Oh, there was
Tiger
that
loves
one
the trees.
MUVR, I think is what it is. You can actually have all your game consoles and make your own room. I mean, of course, you got to have PC VR, but then they also have those other ones. I think it's like Pixel Rip
Ooh, they got me, but he's
1984.
Oh yeah, Pixel Rip series
It
is
kicked
Yeah.
Prince Dinko.
so good.
Oh no, he got me. Fuck.
For those who love the
Two in
retro
shitter,
stuff.
reviving
It
each
takes you
other
back
on
to your
the first floor,
childhood, trying to do
15.
homework, but wanting to play video games.
There's
Oh,
three
that's
of 'em
like
in shitter.
today.
Right?
One in front of it.
I don't want to work, so let me just open my phone right quick.
Right on top of there. He's looking for a snipe.
Yeah, it's a little easier these days to.
Got Leo.
Okay, I'm gonna go
It was
down.
kind of hard
Revive
back in the day
Leo.
with those like
Jump
Game
down.
Oh no,
Boys,
no,
like, you
don't!
could
He's on
be
the
in
stairs right here
sun,
to the shitter.
The
Right
batteries
in
on
front
the
of the
vest
shitter,
that
so
say
there's,
long.
he's going over to the log
There's
fence.
always-
Oh yeah, the
Correct.
Game Boy
in
Advance, you
between the
couldn't
log
see the
fence.
screen if you were outside.
Look at you.
No,
yeah.
forget it.
Trying to snipe you.
Yep.
No, I'm
Oh,
talking
got me.
old school Game Boy, like the
Oh,
you know, the
Galindo. We
yellow
got
screen
Galindo.
with the.
He's a
Oh
shitter.
yeah. The gray casing that turned yellow over time, just like the
He's still trying to get me.
regular
Over to you.
NES
He's
did.
trying to finish
It looked like Prince Dinko had dropped out. He has finally returned though. It doesn't seem to be affecting them too much. Although Crispy is a surviving
Oh,
member
snap.
against 2 members
We're gonna let you
of
know.
TrauMa, Bronco and Daft Bomb.
Both of them.
Fortunately,
One's on top and one is
Yeah,
on the
one's on
bottom.
top.
they don't have to worry. He doesn't have to worry so much about moving or getting these eliminations. He can run the clock.
Right on top of shitter, crispy. Yeah. In
Yeah,
the shitter.
and one's
actually.
So I think they still have to get the bomb.
And the
Perhaps?
third
You're gonna
one.
have to,
Oh, 2.
Yeah. You're gonna have to.
You got a
move to
minute.
see-
So one's in the shitter and one's across
inside the
the
shitter.
Oh,
street
no, he
from
does
you.
have to get the eliminations here.
Mhm.
Oof.
Looking at you.
Nope. But the
And
other
TrauMa
one
does win
on
that. They are up
Crispy's
5 to
right-hand
1.
side of the buildings is jumping up and down.
Could Dinko have made that different outcome? I don't know.
Yep.
Right, so they attack again. So
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay.
But I mean,
man.
I'm
Gotta
sure
make sure they at
TrauMa
least
will
win the
offer
hard
to
point.
give the replay
Mhm.
if
Yeah, we have to.
Dinko
Yeah.
was out for long enough. But I don't know if
Oh, we got
Carnage is going to necessarily need to take it because again, I don't know. I'm kind of like you. I don't think he really would have made that
I'm
big of a deal.
looking.
But
They're at
again,
the
that's up
wooden
to
fence, the log
the
fence.
team captains there.
I got one here.
I like how
Down one.
quickly TrauMa already got on the point. Daft is down though. Full limb too. Mario looking for this elimination, gets tagged from behind somehow. I'm not sure what
He's right here
happened
behind
there.
the wall. Right here behind the wall. Yes, thank you.
But in his attempt to get an elimination, he gets eliminated himself, and I think he was
Up here at B.
just as confused as I am.
Stand
Casper
down,
and
trying to see
Bronco
what-
left
I think
live,
he got
4
me
members
right.
still up on Carnage.
He just now did it again, so I'm trying to find him. Okay, he's above you, Slice, up there on the top of the house so we can see you. Don't come to me.
Oh yeah, I see
Don't
him.
come-
Oh, I just
Yeah,
got
he got me too.
sniped.
Fuck.
Galindo, can you run back?
He's a sniper.
Casper is sitting high.
Watch out.
So is Bronco,
coming
though.
through that
Bronco's
door.
in a really good
He's
post.
running up the
With
very
good
top
comms. Oh, no, I think he's actually much further away.
Hey, right here, right here.
They're
because
wa-
you-
Looks like, based on where the arrow is, he could be down at the rocks.
Galindo, revive me, please.
If he were at that mid ladder, it would have made all the difference.
There's 2 on 2. So
Galindo
y'all
and
get under
Slice,
cover.
last surviving members.
Okay, if you go up through that doorway that you guys are at, he's on the roof of the building.
He's on the roof
directly
of the
across from it.
building, so he can shoot you as soon as you go through the opening. So if you try to go up
Yeah.
to the log fence, you might be able to snipe him, but as soon as your head pops up, he's going to get you.
Date has not been decided yet, Karen. We gotta
There's one in Hellbound Rock.
see what the availability is for the teams that win this weekend.
We're defending,
Neither of
so they
them are
might be
moving?
planning at A. Let's look for A.
No, I can still see both of
I
them.
mean, I would
Neither of them are
assume,
moving. One's still over in Hellbound
you know,
Rocks
unless
and one's laying
Carnage
down there,
wins, it will most
Okay.
likely need
So they're
to be
both
something,
behind the log
you know, 3
wall,
or 4,
or the
you know, somewhere around that
stone
time,
wall
maybe
then, right?
5 at the latest,
Yeah,
because
one's
you do
directly
have
in
a
front
lot
of
of
B,
EU
and the other
players
one's in
on
the
TrauMa.
rocks.
Yeah,
farthest
for
south.
sure.
Gets pretty late over there.
Oh, they're
The
jumping
one
down to
on-
B right now. One's,
Yeah, they're going
5
to
is
B.
10, and it's actually 11
yep, you
o'clock for
picked up
Mario.
the bomb, and he's
so,
at B to plant it. He's planting, Glendo.
at 5. So
Laying on
right
his-
now it's what?
So you can, yeah,
Where-
hard
where-
right,
there's
take a
still
hard
another
right.
for
one in there
Mario.
somewhere?
Yeah,
He
It's
stopped
9:34
planning. He's
for,
watching you. There's another one.
pretty much
right
everybody
here.
Good
else
job,
on
good
that
job.
team.
Lay down, Glendo. Lay down.
Casper does get
Okay.
taken out.
He's
Bronco
coming
and Galindo, the
from
surviving
Glendo's side.
members. Oh, and Bronco able to take home the win, and that's going to close out Search and Destroy 6-1. TrauMa taking the victory here. Well played, though. That's really, really close at the end. Galindo nearly with a clutch as he was able to take out Casper, but could not find
Okay, hard point
Bronco.
time.
Yeah.
And
Very
here
well played. In
Top
we're
five.
gonna find out if these teams have paid attention to the update.
Yeah, yeah, because that dropped significantly. I think it's at what, 4 minutes now. So
They took a
Yeesh.
full minute off. Yeah, full minute off hard points. So that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. They've reduced the total match time to what I think it's like you said 4 minutes. So they've reduced
yeah,
it by a whole minute. So I think you're going to see this stuff come down to points pretty quickly.
yeah, I think it's going to change up things quite a bit because there's going to be a lot. Like there already was pressure to kind of get on the point. But now with a much more restricted time, it seems as though that they've adjusted the time frame so that people are pushing the point harder and faster than probably what we saw before. And teams would rack up the points, and we see teams win based on points alone. I don't think that's going to be the case here. These two teams are too good for it to be way too one-sided. But I will say this much: like with only 4 minutes on the clock, that is like no time at all. So you have to race to stack as many points as possible. This is going to be the first competitive match that we see with this change. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. Oh boy, we are here. We are here.
Well, you know,
And
we're
he
not
is
at
just
the half
stroking
yet.
his strings. Look at him back there stroking his strings, folks.
Trying to do the halftime show, but it's not halftime yet, bro. Singing
He's
it.
starting early.
I don't think he knows he doesn't have audio. You know you don't have audio, right, bro?
I think he knows.
I
yeah.
know.
He
I'm
tends
very,
to
I'm very familiar. I don't have audio. Well,
Let's see. Anyone here remember those virtuality kiosks at the mall? Yes, I do. That's your first experience with VR, huh? Port some of those games. Well, the challenge with those titles there, G-String, is the fact that they're meant for arcade. Like they're meant for these brief moments of excitement. So porting some of that stuff over, it's kind of like what we started with home entertainment VR. When we got PSVR 1, when we got the Quests, right? They were short experiences, and that's what they were considered, experiences, not really games. I think porting some of that old stuff in wouldn't do so well by today's standards, but if they take a similar concept like that, I think, expand on it, I think it would be kind of cool to port some of that stuff over. But they are really, there's a lot of places that are investing in to VR. If you go to some theme parks, they actually have roller coasters that require you to wear a headset to experience something different. Like the Superman ride that I went on when I was in New Jersey, they had a VR experience with that roller coaster, and my headset wasn't working. So, I just, by the way, the match started, so we could switch on over there, sir.
I got 10 seconds.
Oh, no, okay. Well, on my screen, not.
6, 5.
I get as much time as I want to have. Okay.
You know what?
Oh no, if Mario does it because he's streaming, it shows that we're only playing for.
I'll stay back.
Big balls.
As long as she comes back
Just
in,
remind me of an old
correct,
Fuji
then.
song.
So Pit, first time.
Oh, I'm getting shot.
Oh, looks like Carnage is down one player again. This time it's not Dinko, it's someone else.
Ah, slice,
That is
yeah, nice.
not a good thing to do. In
Well, talk about
hardcore. If
loadouts,
you're
I didn't
down
change
even
mine.
half a player. You're not gonna have a
Coming from
good
pit
time.
side.
Carnage is moving on to the point that I like the least, and that's this little office space next to the what we call
Thanks
bosoms.
for the warning.
And I just hate this spot, man. I hate this spot because you can get fire, you can get grenades in there, but as you see, we're kind of Galindo. As you guys might be on TrauMa's perspective, but he's prone behind the
On the
desk.
bridge. Crispy on the bridge.
And getting someone in this position can be difficult. We see it happen here through by Daft, but regardless, or no, sorry, that was Casper. But regardless, that is a very difficult position to take.
I mean, I'd have to say I like this one for holding, but the one I least like in this map is the elevated walkway in the middle.
Yeah, the center lane. That's always a pain because it's so open, right? Like you're exposed from the main building, you're exposed from both ends of the lane. It's no fun to try to hold. And as you say it comes into fruition. Like we have it here now, I believe. If I can see it clearly, it looks like the point has shifted.
All right. Now Mick wants to play a game.
Yeah, G-String. Yeah, they've had, and I went to Jersey like, what? God, Luke is 4 now, so probably 7, 8 years ago, I think. And they had the headsets. It was kind of crazy. And my headset wasn't working, so I just kind of felt the roller coaster in complete darkness. So that was an interesting experience.
So like the outer limits, flight of fear. That's what
Yeah, and you can't take the headset off either, because obviously it's a hang. It was a hanging one too, so it's not like you're sitting in the coaster. You're hanging in the coaster. So like I couldn't. There's nothing I could do. I was literally just there. I didn't see the park. I didn't see nothing. It was black screen. It was terrible.
I was gonna ask, like, how did that work out? Like, it could have been the quest up there with the jock strap. That thing would have fallen off, like, with.
Yeah, no. So they pretty much secure it like a helmet. So you put on a VR headset, and then they have extra supports that they've added, specifically.
Container.
And yeah, no, it secures it to your head like in a way more uncomfortable way than you would ever want it to be. But on a roller coaster, it makes sense, and it's only for like 2 minutes, so it's nothing too obtrusive.
I remember going
But
Alton
yeah,
Towers.
it was uncomfortable for me.
Sorry, I gotta talk to Nick for a second. I remember going to Alton Towers. I went there once.
Was it Mick?
Got me over in there in the middle, right in the middle. Come up the steps.
It's what I think Mick said Alton.
Mick said Alton Towers had a ride like that.
Oh, I almost got in it, damn it.
When I was
Ooh.
when I went to England when I was 18, went to Alton Towers. We also went to one in Blackpool, Pepsi Max. What a fucking nightmare that was.
Name, there you go. You got it, nice.
Sensory deprivation, G-string? Yeah, I mean, kind of. The thing is yeah, we did have headphones too, but so I heard everything that was taking place that was supposed to be taking place in the headset, but visually I wasn't seeing anything. So I wasn't completely sensory deprived, but there was an out-of-body kind of like experience there
Just keep fighting.
where I felt like I was in two places at once. It was very awkward. So I don't know if I'll ever do it again. Maybe the technology's improved,
Right
but
side?
yeah, they have it in a few sections. In fact, at one of the largest malls in Albany, they have virtual reality experiences that people can get on, which is really cool.
Well, they used to have a lot of those. What were they called?
goes in the main
Void.
building.
They had a lot of those around. I think they had a few down in Orlando. Not in California. I mean, they weren't everywhere. But they had some of those, and there's even this one little like startup. I don't know how well they're doing, but it's like it's called Black Box VR.
It's still
but
a
it's
close
like
game,
a
guys.
like a
You
gym.
will have to fight.
Like
Yeah, office.
it's you gotta look into it. I mean, it looks cool, but I mean at the same time, I don't know. It seems kind of dangerous, and also I don't know if I'd want to be. I mean, it's bad enough going to the gym and like having to like have sweaty equipment to be on, but let alone like putting your face into somebody's sweaty afterwash. Yeah.
Guys.
So I want to point something out. The reason why we see Mario over here, I think, is because they're compensating for the missing person over
Hold that point.
on Carnage. So he's been sitting behind this container, so it remains a 4v4.
It's my fire.
So kudos to him for doing that. It's very kind of him. The point gap wasn't significant. It's 128 to 87. So Carnage is kind of holding their own despite the issue. It does look like they got step one sounds in, but if you consider that Mario has kind of been sitting on the perimeter, not participating, it's been even throughout.
Oh, okay. They are
Play,
five now.
play.
I play
About a
now.
minute left, right?
I think so. I couldn't quite catch the timer. The gun always ends up going in its way, and I can never see it.
This looked like Mario's coming back in there.
Yeah, now that step one is back in play. It's now back to a 5v5 right near the end, and Carnage is holding strong at this point.
One is at my spot.
Now we typically see this point erupt in fire because of so many Molotovs are thrown in, but I don't know how many members on each of these teams technically carry fire for these circumstances. They typically bring grenades or flashes, but even flashes are, uncommon for either of these teams.
Oh, well, it depends. Like, I'll tell you, Carnage ran with a lot of flashes there early on in like S&D. I know I got flashed at least 3 or 4 times by him. So that was just one round.
Galindo by the office.
Yeah, I got plenty fire.
Right in the middle of it.
116 to 151. So TrauMa does have quite a large lead.
I got one of them on the perimeter. Still one. I got another one out to the point.
I mean, I'd say normally, that's really not that large of a lead. I mean, you can pull that back with just one good hold. But seeing as the time is running out very quickly, it is kind of sizable for them to take that back. But it is possible they can do it, but very unlikely.
And they're kind of doing a pretty good job right here at the pit. And it's been green for a while for Galindo. So who knows? Maybe they've closed the gap enough where it's now going to be a little bit more competitive. We'll see when he perishes, or I can get a perspective here on Mario, who has captured the point at bridge. Not able to avoid the fire. 146 for Carnage to 162. Yeah, they closed the gap quite a bit there.
One in the fucking coming through the right
We were
side,
getting
far right side.
very close to
It's open.
time.
No, someone's in it. I think they're in the building that leads to the footbridge.
Oh my gosh, this is an absolute bloodbath here underneath the bridge. One little mistake from either team could cost either one the match.
In the small building that.
But it has gone back in favor of TrauMa.
They're in the building. They're in the building.
And they have a proper hold here, folks.
They're coming in from the building side.
Ooh, Glendo coming in, putting in some work. It's a couple eliminations. They're now 30 points behind.
Contesting it.
And on top.
And we have another point here. Can Carnage get a nice comeback? TrauMa already moving on the spot. Molotov's getting prepped and ready. Shots fired. Carnage drop. And there it is. Time's up. Not enough. 177 to 147. 30-point difference. And that is going to give TrauMa their third win. They're at match point now. I'm going to wait to see if they actually decide to replay this, given I don't know if they know the circumstances that Mario was sitting free and clear of the fight, but they won't even give you the option, Leo, to hop back in? Really? The hell?
Like, she couldn't get back in at all?
That was what her statement said. It won't even give me the option, so that's what I'm going with. I think that's what she means.
Huh.
Won't let her see the private room. We had an issue with that last night for practice when someone set up the room, and but it wasn't showing. Yeah, Shell even there confirming. That's very weird. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, if they replay, I completely understand. If they don't, I completely understand. I do want to give credit to Mario, though, for stepping aside and, letting it be a 4v4. But yeah, that circumstance sucks. So, Leo, are you not able to select private match?
Are they
Is that what you're
replaying or
saying?
no?
I don't know. I didn't hear comms. I have to wait and see.
Okay, Mick, here you go. My noise gate's blocking it, isn't it?
I don't know. I hear it.
You hear the whole
No
thing?
room shows up. Restart your app, Leo, unless you already did.
Yeah, restart the PlayStation.
What's up, Drum Smoke? How's it going, man?
So,
You go to US server, click on it. Yes. See, so Crispy's gonna be setting up the room, so be on the lookout. I don't know what happened. Like, it seems as though that they've kind of fixed. You remember when we had that join button issue? It seems like that has been fixed, but now we're running into this issue where it might not show up. You also restarted. Okay, 2 times. Then the room might have been invisible because you got kicked from it. I'm not entirely sure why that happened or why that's happening now.
Okay, Mick, here you go. One more time. Ready?
Name that tune.
100 points. Name that tune.
If you can name it, you get a free sub. Let's see. Oh, Drum Smoke, I think, got it.
TrauMa did get it.
yeah.
The next question is, which version is it?
Dung. Which version?
Yes, technically
Technically,
it's
it's not the original one.
no.
It's because the original one was like it was like a pop song. This is the
G-String got it.
Oh. Yeah. That's
that one.
That's the only version I care about. that's the only one I know. I didn't know I believe that I knew it was a cover.
Yeah.
But I never heard the original.
Yeah, it was originally done by
Stop moving.
Eurythmics, was it?
I think so.
All right, you get it. There you go.
Yeah,
free sub for you, G-String. Sorry, it's not food. You just get a little microphone next to your name, but appreciate you. Well done. Diver comes in with the Eurythmics. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Eurythmics.
Wait, you were the first. Well, you already subbed. I can't give that to you. I don't know what. I mean, I can't even send you a sub either. It would go bad in transport. So.
Oh, Biggie, you know what? I gotta send you a song.
Oh, you were, Karen?
By the way, I've discovered another song yesterday, and I'm like, man, if you've never seen Fucked Up Friday, man, you are. Anyway, I'll drop it in chat if anybody's interested. This wonderful song, just like.
No.
What was it that?
Listen,
was it the sandwich one or?
Is that Yo-Ho?
No. It's called My Dick.
Oh yeah.
Were you there for that one?
Yeah, I heard it. I don't think I was in Discord for it, but I heard it.
I was like, what am I listening to right now? Send it to Steve. I was like, Steve, you gotta listen to this.
I think I actually came into Discord shortly after, because all I remember hearing was him going like, "Why did I listen to this? What was the point?"
No, that was the one that Steve sent me at the beginning. This was like,
oh, that was the one he sent you.
Yeah. That one he sent me at the beginning was the one where I was like, wow, my IQ just like absolutely tanked there.
Oh yeah, and then I lost brain cells. Yeah.
Yeah. No. This is near the end of the night, and Spotify had just gone into some really weird stuff, and I was like, I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to right now? And then I had to send it to
don't
Steve.
worry, that link is completely legit. It's not spam, or it's not gonna do anything to your computer. If you're interested in hearing some interesting choice music, go ahead, click on it and enjoy.
Spotify has been giving me some really deep cuts lately. I've been loving it.
Only because you started the search for it and now they're recommending it to you. It's your fault.
So, are we replaying, or are we going straight to the?
No idea.
I
They're
don't
restarting
think
the room.
We are.
That's all I know.
Yeah, because I don't think we are.
No.
No.
I mean, Mario did kind of sit out to the side, so.
He did. I'm not. Yeah, like I said, I'm not listening to the comms right now because otherwise I'll get distracted. I'm already distracted enough, so I need to pay attention as best as I can. So, but it seems as though they're willing to move on. But this does put TrauMa at point of a match point as they sit here with 3 wins going into the 4th round. Pardon me.
What you talking about? The stream can't go in the back rooms by yourself anymore? You can.
No, they made it so that you had to have one individual player for each lever. People were saying that they were able to get in with just 2 people.
Okay.
Which I don't know how that's possible. I mean, you either gotta be sprinting and move very fast, or slide, or have a specific angle. I know that people have done it. They've shown me the party sizes they had, and that they were in the back room. Back rooms. Thank you. So I know that people were able to do it, but I never actually saw how they did it. What's up, Blumballer? There's a special way. Yeah. I've never seen it. Does anyone even have a recording of it? Like, I just want to know what it looks like, especially now because we'll never be able to try it.
Reach both arms out really far.
All I know is zombie mode sucks. I played the damn thing once and the whole thing glitched out. We all lost out on our camos. Like,
dude, that was so depressing. Oh my god.
Well, you still
the one time I finally get to play it, and it's just a whole waste of time.
You had to have gotten the back rooms, right? Because the one when you get to level 20, that one you have to extract, but the back rooms one you should have.
Oh, I didn't even check. I just assumed everything was a lost cause. Like, that whole hour was just pointless.
Well, you definitely, even after leaving, you left a mess. The entire room was a disaster.
We do not know if they are replaying yet, Shell, unfortunately.
They have retreat up, so I'm assuming no.
Yeah,
and now Crispy is the beholder of the room.
Yeah, so
yes.
do not assume that they are.
Guess I should give him a point.
Yeah, I think it's safe at this point.
Man, I mean, I guess Wolf
Got
needs
him.
to get his long-winded speech out of the way too.
Halftime. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you ProTube for not really being a sponsor, but providing Wolf with a thing. Thank
Listen,
you
can
to
I just say
Outside
something about
Entertainment.
ProTube? It's not gonna
Thank
be
you
long.
to
not gonna be
Raise
long.
Energy, because Wolf's a health addict, and he needs his energy drinks to keep his heart rate above 120. Huge shout out
Like the movie
to
Crank.
huge shout out to everybody in the community for the support and everything that you do. And thank you to all
You
the
forgot
teams.
GSPL.
GSPL for being the backbone of the league and everything that we do. So huge shout out to Demolition Sean and the things that he does. Anything else?
So no, that was good. Well done.
Yeah, thanks.
So with ProTube, some people have actually taken and used those codes. So it's not the products themselves are high quality, so they are a little more on the expensive end. But I can promise you, at least from my standpoint, it's a very versatile tool to have. So I can strongly encourage it, and it will stand the test of time. It's very, very good product, and it's not a super big discount, but any kind of discount on an expensive product is worth it, if you ask me. Team Deathmatch on Retreat. Interesting choice. Not one that I would typically go with. We usually see Hardpoint on this one, but hey, why the hell not?
I'm surprised they didn't pick Monastery because, again, you've got Carnage in control of the maps. Monastery's been their go-to. Tiber Swifter mop works just as well.
It's true. Hey, you should see some of the crazy stuff people put together. They use PVC piping and all this other stuff. One person, just like Diver said, a Swiffer mop or some sort of broomstick works just as well. Titch's little spoon. I mean, he's a little thick spoon. Yeah, I guess he could be the little spoon. Paint rollers, Mick. You're getting very creative
Yeah, I'm gonna
here.
try to stay back.
I hadn't heard of that one yet. All right, getting underway here.
And watch out, they're gonna be throwing grenades
Reception.
back away.
Yeah, so far, TrauMa's 12. Well, they have 12 eliminations.
I was like,
Can't
I'll
quite
revive
see
it
where
for
Carnage
the
is
precincts.
quite yet.
Again, this is
Camping and looking at
make or break time. Either they come away with this with a win, or they're going to be vying for the third place spot next week.
reception,
But this is their map choice.
laundry.
It is. I mean,
So-
you should see a little bit better performance. But again, I mean, I'm sure we are on the EU server at this point. Although it does not look like it. It looks like maybe it was playing well and they just decided to stay.
I can't really tell.
I can't see the
Because
bar.
everything seems to be running relatively smooth,
There's 3 in laundry.
I mean, I've seen it run that way
Okay, one
before,
left,
where
one left,
you could
2
switch
left.
either or server, and it really
Laundry.
wouldn't make a difference. But it does look like we are on the E server because we are seeing all green bars for
Back
TrauMa.
of weight room. That's where they're coming in. Now they're under dumbbells.
I mean, like I said, sometimes it makes a difference. Sometimes it doesn't make any difference at all.
Very true.
Still coming in. from
Galindo
back
is
weight
on a
room.
baby tear
Cafeteria.
here. He's just ripping through TrauMa at the moment. As I say, that it does get dropped.
Still gonna spawn there though.
But they aren't. In fact, it's 29 to 22. I think Carnage does have a player, or they do have a lead. I did read that correctly. Kind of hard to tell. Until we get that spectator mode. By the way, there is a
Back weight
wonderful road map that will be released
of
at
them,
some
back weight
point.
room, I
I don't
got
know if
one.
it is released
Another
yet, so I
one's
don't
still
want to
there.
talk about the details on it, but I can say
Laundry room, drink room, all the way
the
to inside the
spectator
laundry room.
mode
Yeah.
is
Can
in
confirm it was
players.
released. It was released on Reddit.
It was released. Okay,
was
perfect.
released.
So it was released on Reddit.
It's technically
Nice,
public information, so yes.
So the of course, talk about it. Didn't they say another lethal? We're going to get another lethal.
We're gonna get a couple new weapons, another utility item. We're gonna get a couple more maps. There's gonna be new zombie mode 3 to 4 months out, something like that.
Some kids.
Yeah, they're gonna have new character skin. So as we kind of implied and have stated before, once they release on the VR2 and the Steam, platform, a lot more content is going to be coming. And this roadmap is really going to highlight that point that once they are finally on all the platforms so everybody can play, you know, we're going to start seeing a swarm of content coming in, whether it's map related, character, model related, weapon related, whatever it may be.
The mods are coming.
And the upgraded maps, which I spoke to y'all about, are also on the docket. So when you get the PSVR 2 or the Steam version, you're going to see a higher definition version of the current maps, but there actually is an upscale above that, which we are going to get not too long after. I think that was the 3 to 4 month mark. So be on the lookout for that. I'm so excited for what's next, man.
Yeah, big things happen. I mean, especially, these new maps. We've kind of had a little bit of a drought for maps. The last new map we had was Pit, and that was, goodness, how many months ago now?
Yes, it feels like it's been a while.
Dinko at the reception.
I can't even remember.
Two at the reception now.
It was definitely midsummer, that's for sure. It was like June, May or June, I think. Is it that far back?
No, I think it's further.
Ooh, it's tied right now, 54-54. Yeah, it could have been sooner than that even.
I feel like it was like April or May.
Back away room now. The laundry room. Two, one in the front.
Oh my gosh, Galindo is on fire right now, picking one off right after the other.
Laundry.
45 to 45, tied. Got him. Cafe, you got him? Okay.
Oh man, shooting through those bars is really difficult. When people are running right up there on the treadmills, man, trying to knock them off of that perch is so frustrating because those bars get in the way.
Cafe's down. Like away room, more at cafe.
Towards lockers. He's in the spa right now.
Yes, sir, Mick. 5 more days till the PSVR 2 launch.
Treadmills.
So excited, man. So excited.
Treadmills jumping to reception.
By the way, there is also
Back away room going up to the
an event taking place where you can win some merch, and the first place or whoever gets, the biggest reward will also get a PSVR 2,
above your head. Okay.
which is kind of crazy.
PlayStation 5 not included.
PlayStation 5 not included. Good point.
Well, you gotta have that critical piece of hardware to make the VR2 work. I think some people have gotten up and running on a PC, if I'm not mistaken. I think it has already it has a viewer mode, it's kind of almost just like a theater mode built in. But I think some people are working on actually modding it so that you can actually play some Steam VR, but I think we're a ways off from that.
I do believe that Sony had, I'm pretty certain in one of their interviews, they said that they specifically designed it so that it could be adapted to PC VR. They obviously want to try to make it exclusive to PlayStation since it is their product.
Dinko in the laundry room now.
The fact that it's a single cord and it's USB-C, it only makes sense that it should be able to work with other things as well.
In laundry now.
So get the headset, sell the headset for the PlayStation 5. I don't know. Or you tell me sell my PC. I'm gonna keep my PC.
Me too.
I'm still I'm so jealous, from the adaptive triggers though. Those adaptive triggers are fun.
They're great.
Maybe it's something where you just get tired of them after a while. Maybe you get some finger cramps and such, but they seem like they'd add to the immersion a little bit.
Dinko is going reception. One is going
so not too big of a lead, but it is not looking good for Crispy's Carnage right now. 77-84.
I do gotta say that Galindo is really putting in a lot of work though. He's getting elimination after elimination. 85, 91, 10 seconds left. It's gotta be one really big push here with a lot of good opportunities. Otherwise, TrauMa is just gonna take it. I think they are.
So slow down.
TrauMa is gonna walk away with a 4-0 sweep, but don't let that fool you. Carnage, they really put up one hell of a fight, man. I'll tell you.
This stream has been brought to you by Preparation H. Great for the asshole in your life. Thank you, Preparation H.
Nice one. Nice.
So Titch, are you rubbing that on tonight?
I got crispy.
I'll rub some on it.
You're my asshole, bro.
Nice one. Well played today, guys.
The adaptive triggers are more immersive than ray tracing. I think to some extent. I mean, physically, yes. I think they're a little bit. They're more physically adapted. More physically immersive. But visually, visual immersion is also important. So like realistic lighting, and a lot of the new lighting systems are going to be added to Alvo. Right now they have some of the environmental stuff, but they're going to be adding in the other stuff like character models and gun models. All that's going to have real life shadowing effects and stuff. So that's going to be coming out at a later time. But all of it comes together in a wonderful, beautiful experience. So you could have the haptic feedback without the visuals, and you're only partly immersed. But if you get it all together, it's a completely different experience. But yeah, great game. Both TrauMa and Carnage. Carnage are going to be fighting for the third place spot. Hopefully sometime next week. I'm going to let everybody, since it's not in the bracket, which, the bracket I have has its limitations. I might just make one myself next season. But regardless, there is going to be a fight for third place. We are going to try to cover that as long as it doesn't fall on the same day as the finals. If they do fall on the same day or at the same time, we will be covering the finals over the third place, just as a heads up. So hopefully they can be scheduled at different times. But I want to applaud Carnage for their wonderful effort. They really did an incredible job throughout the season. They should be proud of themselves. Just as we saw in the test league, they are just as formidable this season. So well played. Best of luck in the fight for third.
Before we run away, I'm trying to see if I can get mental for possibly a quick interview.
That's if he's willing. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out.
But we do have a game tomorrow at 3, not 4, at 3. And it's going to be Paragon versus Death Squad. And it's bound to be a great game. I'm excited to play in it. And Doyle, I've always loved fighting alongside you, but now I'm gonna have to fight you.
For the second time, I mean, let's hope it's not a repeat of the last game. You guys just put the hurting on us.
I got a feeling it won't be. I think you guys are gonna come prepared.
I don't know. I really don't know. We're gonna find out. You guys have been on your game all season, so.
Well, Death Squad is definitely a team that you have to prepare for, and I'll tell you, Paragon, we have prepared for 3 teams primarily. Death Squad, TrauMa, and Carnage. And the fact that we have you in semifinals, I mean, during regular season play, as you said, points get you in, get you into playoffs, but the playoffs are where it matters. So there's going to be this different level of intensity, that much is for sure. So I'm so excited, and I hope you all are too. So be sure to tune in. I'm hoping Mick, you'll be able to help with that, since obviously O'Doyle and I will be preoccupied.
I mean, or Titch could just put like our streams up in place of the desk and.
All right, looks like Mick he's in for it.
Yeah.
Not looking good there, Titch.
Trying to get him to. Mental just said he stepped out, but he pinged Mario and said. So I was just waiting to see if Mario responds.
Yeah, Mick he's a wonderful addition. His quick-wittedness and his, I don't know, just his quirks. I love it. What a great person.
Mario, you want to do a quick Discord call? Quick chat?
Up to you, man. You can say no. It's fine.
You can say no. It's fine.
Just don't want you to feel pressure.
But
Crispy,
just
really good
know,
game, man.
But just know, if you say no, I'm still gonna give it to like Puddles and O'Doyle on their game. So whoever wins their game is gonna get the opportunity to interview. So, don't be like.
You're not gonna give it to Wolf?
I
No,
ain't a captain, man.
He's not captain.
Oh, that's right.
Although technically Puddles could pass it off to him if she so chooses to.
I hope she doesn't. I don't like talking in front of the camera.
Come on, Hacks.
Thanks, Cole. Appreciate it, Mick.
I'm just gonna make a quick announcement, so I'm gonna be muted for a second.
Quick announcement. What? That doesn't make any sense.
On Discord.
Okay, I was like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can scoop up.
I'm frozen. Now I'm back.
All right, hold on. It's what, line in? Yep, line in to line out. And then that needs to go to Mike. Routings are fun. Oh, I see Mario. Oh, I found Mario. Hold on. He's sitting in the Discord of the
HC.
No, he's in the league general chat.
Oh, league. Okay.
All right, let me go. 1 second. My wife is behind me. Let me do this first.
All right. What's up, Bronco? Well played. Really good fight.
Mr. Mario?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. What's up, Mario?
Okay. Hold on, I gotta route your audio back. Chat.
Is it routed or no?
Can you hear them, Mario?
Routine?
I can hear them, yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, everybody should be able to hear everybody. Routing should be good. Go ahead, boys.
Okay, well, so Mario, congratulations on your win, man. You're going to be going to finals. How was that fight, man?
Yeah, thank you. It was good. It was intense today. Not easy.
No, they never are. Was there anything that you guys planned to do differently going up against Carnage? Were you strategizing anything different, or did you just decide you're going to play your game and just see if it wins out?
We played our game, but in the playoffs you don't need the plans of the bomb, so SMD is a little bit different now because you just need to kill the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
You only have to push for the bomb if someone is hiding and you don't know where he is. But it's a different gameplay than we have in the league.
Yeah, for sure. Doyle and I were talking about it, and he had mentioned really the only benefit of planting is to kind of like drop the amount of time the defending team has left and kind of force them to the point, which that kind of puts you in attack position. So there are some benefits to it, but even going for the plant, as you said, there isn't as much of an advantage if both teams kind of draw that clock down.
Yeah, it's just to draw them out,
Right.
like Mario said. Like at this point,
it's easier to go for the kill. Of course, it's have a role to plan to beat them out, like you said, but in the end, it's easier to go for the kills, I would say.
Yeah, and did you now that we have this release of the patch and the change to hardpoint, did that change anything for hardpoint for you guys or no?
Not really.
No, not really. Okay.
Not really. No, I think it's still the same like before to play.
It's just not coming down to points necessarily all the time now.
No, the timer is I saw it. I was standing back as Leo was got kicked out, and she was not getting back into it. I was standing back and I was looking at the timer, and I saw every time if it's yellow, then the timer counts. If it's green or red, so if your team or the other team, and then the timer is stopped, then it's freeze. The timer is freeze. So only if it's yellow or if it's white, that's the time where the timer is counting. And yeah, that's why there is also the reason why we had a game where we was going 197 to 200 because there was always the point was always set it. The time was like freeze all the time.
Yeah.
The timer.
Well, it's good that they made that change. Kind of feels like there's more of a degree of impatience. Like people have to really get to that point, accumulate as many points as possible because the clock is going to tick down and it's going to go by a lot faster now that they've actually reduced the amount of time that is on the general clock. And we're not going to see teams necessarily winning by points alone. It's probably going to be, they're not going to win by getting 200 points. It's going to be
I would also like to see that we got more points if you get more people. fast
Yeah.
points running. I would like to see some kind of that, because it should be a difference if you hold a point with 5 people or with 1. So you get faster points then. I think so, but
Yeah, that would be a
we
cool
will
change. And going into the finals now, it's either going to be Death Squad or it's going to be Paragon.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Both tough enemies, both tough ones. Don't.
Oh man. Well,
We'll be
either way,
sweaty.
one of us is coming for you.
100%.
I have a quick question there for you, Mario. So in the event that it is Paragon that you're up against in the finals, exactly how much teabagging should I expect to see on Wolf?
Oh, a lot.
That's all I need to hear.
Of course.
And
If
you
we
don't,
see the opportunity for it, then we will do it 100%. But it's an honor to get feedback from us. So.
Well, we don't want to keep you. Just want to thank you. Thank you for hopping in here and answering some questions. And good job, man.
Yeah, good games.
With a little bit of luck, we'll be interviewing you again next week.
Yeah, I jumped on out here and go on, guys. Love
All
the.
right. Thanks, Mario.
Easy, Mario. Catch you in games
Always
sometime.
good. All right.
Later, brother.
All right. Later, man. All right, everybody. That's Black Mario from TrauMa. He was our perspective tonight. So well played, TrauMa. Good luck in the finals. And we do have, again, we got a match tomorrow at 3 between Paragon and Death Squad. So be sure to tune in. That means you should probably hit that follow button, that subscribe button. And also, if you're over on YouTube, give it all a big old thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. All that stuff helps the algorithm that kind of push this content forward, not just for us, but also just for the game itself to really kind of raise it to that level. But be sure to tune in tomorrow. It's bound to be a great one, win or lose. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. And be on the lookout next week for the fight for third and our finals to the Alvo World League Season 1. That's it for me. O'Doyle, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fight tomorrow, so stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys all at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard tomorrow.
Oh,
right,
you need
guys.
to fix your announcement, because it says Carnage, and whoever wins tomorrow will be whoever loses tomorrow. Not wins.
Oh yeah.
Whoever loses.
Yeah.
Whoever loses.
You know what?
The who, the her.
That's what I am right now. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning to Amateur Hour Commentary's presentation of the Alvo World League Season 1 semifinal match between TrauMa and Carnage. Congratulations, TrauMa, on your win. Carnage, good luck in your fight for third. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Until then, peace.
Later.